Does anyone else think the Mandela effect is a very interesting thing? Whether it makes you believe that the name of a fictitious bear family was Berenstein instead of the actual Berenstain, or maybe you mistakenly think it's Luke, I am your father, when it's really just,
no, I am your father.
Or my favorite, that Sinbad played a genie in a movie called Shazam, when in fact it was basketball star Shaquille O'Neal who played a genie named Kazaam. And it's kind of wild that Shaq had the acting run that he did. I mean, the man even played a 90s superhero with the smash hit Steel. Well, maybe not a smash hit, or a hit at all, but he still did it. The guy even had a video game called Shaq Fu, which was just a side-scroller beat-em-up, but at least the name was a bold creative decision. So, since I have never seen anything Shaq has acted in, I flipped a coin between Steel and the movie Kazaam. And here we are. And with that, let's get into it. The story of Kazaam centers around 12-year-old Max, whose dad left him when he was 2, his mom has a new firefighter boyfriend, and a group of older kids bully the shit out of him.
Your feet? What is this? What is this, huh? What we got here? Dreadlocks?
Oh, and his mom might be kinda dumb. I mean, she thought that her son had dreadlocks when his hair is obviously straight. Like, what do you mean? Have you never seen dreadlocks before? This looks nothing like dreadlocks, lady. Max is also angry at his mom because after 10 years of being a single parent, she wants to remarry, but Max throws a hissy fit when she tells him. When Max storms off, he's chased by his bullies, which leads him to fall 3 stories, and he lands on the boombox holding Kazaam. After he enters with a mighty fucking explosion and some sick beats, Shaq officially comes into the plot of this movie.
Or I'll dish out my misery. Now, who's that sorry wannabe that disturbed my Z's?
Because Max thinks Kazaam is a crazy person, he ditches him, runs back into his bullies, and still gets beat up. Later, Max's mom leaves a note for him right on top of the divorce papers for his dad, giving Max all the info he needs to track his father down. Back in the 90s, kids would really just wander around a big city, sneak into buildings, and go unnoticed like it was nothing. Or at least that's what every kids movie from this time period tells me. He ends up finding his dad, who is named Nick, and it turns out he's kinda an asshole. So naturally, Max becomes obsessed with having a relationship with him. Eventually, he makes his first wish, which is the only thing I really knew about this movie.
I am Kazaam!
All I remember is being a kid, seeing this on TV one day, and wishing my entire life that maybe, if I was lucky and good, it would rain cheeseburgers and junk food on me. And I'm still waiting for that day to come. I especially love the oversized stacks of pancakes that make a nice wet squishy sound when they land. Out of all the things this movie does, I feel like this is the one scene that kids would actually like and actually be able to relate to. Because, spoiler alert, the rest of the movie is pretty sad and pretty dumb. Later that night, Kazaam and Max go to a concert at Nick's club, and Kazaam raps. Actually, from here on out, a majority of the plot revolves around Kazaam rapping. Why would you make a kid's movie about a rapping genie and a kid with a broken family? Well, the answer is because why not? This is paired with the fact that Kazaam also speaks mostly in rhymes. So like 75% of Shaq's dialogue in this movie is either him rapping or him rhyming. At the end of his rap battle, Shaq also has this goofy little smile as this girl wipes his head with a towel. Silly little big giant man, what are you staring at? Meanwhile, Max walks in on Nick harassing a worker about bootlegging an album because the last tape sold for $1 million. Yeah, the shady business Nick is caught up in is in bootlegging albums. While all of this happens, the evil guy Nick is caught up with catches on to Kazaam being magical in some way. So Kazaam is a kids movie about a kid who wants a relationship with his crooked dad, while his Genie tries to start a rap career and avoid the evil guy. I'm not kidding. If you didn't know, that's what this movie is about. And I didn't know that going in, and I am so baffled by it. The bullies from earlier show back up to harass Max, sneak into the club, beat a grown man up, and steal the tape worth $1 million.
'Cause I am Kazaam, I'm more than I seem.
We get some flying French toast antics during breakfast, and honestly, the effects aren't the worst, but the weird close-up of Max's face is unnecessary. Following breakfast, we get Shaq's second rap of the movie when he and Max have a duet about being genies.
And when the magic is over, we ain't men, we Genie. What are we, Max? We Genie.
Max goes to see his dad and overhears the bad guys threatening him for the missing tape. So then this weird moment happens where Max just appears in Kazaam's glass and pops up on the table soaking wet. Max tells Kazaam that he wishes for the tape and then yells at Kazaam when he questions his wish, putting a rift between the two as Kazaam zaps him back to class with a mad scientist hairdo. After school, Nick swings by to grab his kid for the first time ever, and he basically just yells at him until Max cries, because Nick is a great parent. So while in tears, Max hands over the tape, and his dad gives a little foreshadowing for later with a line about second chances. After that depressing scene, we cut to Shaq's third rap of the movie, and Max tries to wish for his dad to have the previously mentioned second chance. Kazaam says no can do because it's outside his powers, so Max storms away for like the 6th time in this movie. He runs right into the bad guy who tells Max to make his final wish because somehow this guy knows that Max has already made 2 wishes and has completely figured out that the magical entity that Kazaam is a genie. Oh, and the best part about all of this is while Max and Nick try to outrun the bad guys, Shaq has his 4th rap of the movie. They aren't successful in running away, so the bad guy kills Max instead. Just gives him a push down an elevator shaft, and boom, his kid problem is solved. Shaq rapping over a kid's death was not on my magnum opus bingo card. And yet, here we are. Kazaam tries to take down the baddie, but he can't until he gathers his strength, and then he can. He does so by folding the bad dude into a ball and dunking him, because of course there would be a basketball stunt involving Shaq. In the end, because Max wished for his dad to have a second chance, Kazaam is able to bring him back to life, saving the day. Kazaam wraps up with Nick going to jail, Max accepting his mom's new man, and Kazaam becoming human. And right before the movie ends, we get this really long extended moment where Max stares at the camera and laughs for like no reason. Not sure why you included this at the end here, Paul Michael Glazier. Wait a fucking minute. The man who did Running Man and was the original Starsky or Hutch directed this movie? And he helped write the story? Apparently he was inspired after he saw that Michael Jordan was doing Space Jam, so he thought, why not get another basketball player and make another kids movie? The only difference being, we're gonna make one that's way worse. Which is kind of hard to do because honestly, the original Space Jam isn't that great. And if you think it is, nostalgia is kidding you. Kazaam, on the other hand, is another example of kids movies from the 1990s that should be studied for years to come because the way they're made is mind-blowing. Like this weird scene where Kazaam chases Max in this warehouse where this 12-year-old apparently built an entire racetrack. This is a giant on a tiny bike racing a child. Am I the only one that thinks Shaq could probably outrun that bike on foot? It actually makes a lot of sense that Shaq's career didn't explode after this because I don't think he's really acting. What I mean is that it kind of feels like nice guy Shaquille O'Neal just rolled up to set and started goofing around with this kid. Personally, I think this was his excuse to try a rap career instead. Besides the fact that he speaks in rhymes, there's a lot of focus on the fact that the character Kazaam is really good at rapping. On top of being an amazing rapper, all the ladies can't get enough of Kazaam, and their wish is a lot dirtier, if you catch my drift. Is it also weird to say that Shaq wasn't even that bad at rapping in this? Typically, I watch these movies at least twice, and the second time through, I realized he's kind of dropping some bars.
The things I see would make you sweat. Kings and fools, they're all fish in my net.
Bars! I do find it hilarious that these much older kids are bullying Max nonstop. The leader guy looks like he's at least 17 or 18, and he's just harassing this 12-year-old for lunch money. My bully in school was also older, ruthless, and I could never seem to escape them. But I was homeschooled, and my bully was my sister. So I guess my real question is, do kids like sad stories about other kids? When you peel back the layers on this story, it's about a kid whose dad left when he was 2. He was raised by a single mom who just wants to move on, but her kid won't let her. The biological dad is actually a pretty bad dude, and Max is sad or angry all of the time. Which I will say that Kazaam, whether it means to or not, can be really silly and funny at times. After Max ditches Kazaam the first time, he's walking down the street and Kazaam just materializes in front of him, and just watch this moment with Shaquille O'Neal.
Don't you wish you had one of these?
How did you...
See what I mean about Shaq just wanting to be on set and goofing around? Later on, he runs after Max and his fucking pants fall down. I seriously can't tell if this is scripted or not, because they hold the shot for a while, and towards the end, he tries to pull his pants back up. The only thing that could have made this better was if he tripped like Aragorn did in the animated Lord of the Rings movie. But other times, Kazaam has some really weird moments that make you scratch your head a little. At one point, when Kazaam is trying to convince Max to make a wish, he says that he caused Pompeii. And when Max presses him about it, Kazaam says he didn't have a choice. And what's funny about this is earlier, Kazaam says that he can't make people fall in love, can't bring people back to life, but I guess he could cause worldwide destruction if he was the genie for someone like Hitler. Or when the bad guy is eating these eyeballs in his limo, that's just gross, honestly. If you know about this movie, or even just have a vague memory of it, I think it's worth watching to get the full experience, which is not something I usually say about movies I cover on this channel.
It's a trap!
The acting is pretty terrible across the board, the plot is extremely stupid at every turn, and it almost feels like it's trying to spoof a better movie at times, but it's the kind of garbage you gotta smell to understand.
What? I love garbage.
So with that, I am placing the 1990s kid movie relic, Kazaam, in So Bad It's Good. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this, check out my video on the animated Lord of the Rings. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what movie you'd like to see me cover in the future.